look at the antitrust and competition laws. AI can be assigned to take decisions with effect in almost every possible aspect related to the commercial activity of the company, acquiring goods, trade at the stock market, pricing, labeling, etc. Bulgarian and EU competition law, though, do not focus on the way the decisions are being taken, but rather on their effect. So the possibility of an AI taking decisions which clash with the rules on fair competition would be a problem for the involved companies rather than for the AI. Therefore, it is in the company's interest to have sufficient safeguards against the risk of an AI colluding with representatives or AIs of other companies or taking part in other anti-competition measures. The more acute problem, which was already identified in EU policy documents, is that AI and big data related service providers gather data about every business they work with. The data can allow them, on one hand, to gain a market advantage if they work in the same field as their clients. And on the other hand, if the service provider works on another market, the gathered data can still have use in a vertically connected system of markets, or when providing services to companies competing at the same market. The EU has already indicated the measures being considered in that regard. The proposed e-privacy regulation draft introduces the standards of personal data protection to commercial relations. For any type of electronic data accessed by a service provider, the latter should have to provide information on how the data shall be used, who will have access to it, etc. This means that the gathering of data and its use shall not be limited as such, but the persons whom the data concerns shall have more information on how the data is used, and in turn have some control over who receives it. Based on the experience with personal data protection, the result will be that some companies shall have to adapt their data gathering policies and perhaps provide incentives for the free sharing of data. As mentioned, the privacy regulation has become a point of contention, but it can be expected that such rules will be introduced one way or another. And this is confirmed by the European Data Strategy introduced in 2020, which identifies exactly the problem the proposed regulation addresses.